Monday Night Gentle. Surprise, it's me, not Heidi, right? Heidi's just not feeling well tonight, so she didn't want to come in. So I'm just subbing for her. She's fine. Like I said, it's not COVID related, at least that's not how it sounded. So don't freak out about that, but she wasn't well enough to teach tonight, so you get me tonight. We're gonna start on our backs. These in the studio are all already here. So you come lay on your back. And start to bring your focus to your breath. Now if you need to bend your knees to be comfortable, bend your knees. If you need to butterfly your legs or take some other position, child's pose, on your belly, then go ahead. The point right now is to be comfortable, to let that focus come to your breath. So start to breathe. Start to notice your breath. Let your breath draw you here to full presence on your mat, your practice. Draw you to full focus on your mat, your practice. Push out all those other distractions. Let yourself arrive. Now, once you feel like you've got that full focus on your breath, go ahead and add that element of control to your breath. Just start to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Let your breaths become longer, slower, deeper. Inhale, pull that breath all the way down into your belly. And as you exhale, push it all the way out. Yourself start to control the breath so you can move with your breath. As we take that breath in, once we start moving, we'll be able to move just one breath, one movement. That's the key to our yoga practice tonight. Take a few more breaths right here. Mary. Few more rounds right here. Just let that breath kick in. Now when you're ready to start moving here, just take your knees, hug them in to your chest. All right, so we're just going to start here with some lumbar circles. Just take those knees, drop them one direction or the other, then push them away from your body, bring them the other direction and hug them back in. And just keep circling around here. Giving ourselves a nice little spinal massage, circling around that sacrum. Just take a couple more circles here. And then come to a stop with those knees hugged in. Now let's go the other way. Take those knees to the left, push them further away, bring to the right, and bring them back in. Just circling around here. And then eventually we're going to hug those knees all the way in. Now before we come up, we're just going to do a little twisting flow into those hips. So let your arms go out long in that T position. If it feels better, you can take cactus arms where you bend the elbows and have your palms up to the sky. But you're just going to drop your knees to the right here as you take your chin and your gaze over your left shoulder. And then as you inhale, pull your knees back up. This time as you exhale, drop them over to the left, look to the right. Just keep moving here, right? It's going to be a flow. So we're going to inhale, pull the knees up to center. Exhale, drop them to the right. Inhale, pull the knees back to center. Exhale, drop them to the left. Just do it a couple more times. At your own pace with your own breath, just going back and forth from side to side. Exhale as you go into the twist. Inhale as you pull your knees back to center. Let's do it one more time each way. And then pull your knees back up to center. As your knees come all the way back up to center here, take your hands to the crease of your knees and just rock yourself up into a seated position. And then from here, we're going to come around into tabletop. So tabletop is hands and knees pose. You're going to get your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Now we're going to take a few cat-cows here to get our body and breath in perfect sync. So as you inhale, lift your chin up to the sky, tuck your tailbone under, let your belly drop, that's cow. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, round out your back, follow up to your armpit, that's cat. So just take a few rounds here, inhaling to cow, exhaling to cat. Now this time, next time you're exhaling and you're coming into your cat, just let yourself push all the way back into child's pose. All right, and then as you inhale, you're going to come up right into cow. You're going to see bringing your shoulders over your wrists, keeping your chin up, tucking your tailbone. As you exhale, round out into cat, and then just keep pushing back. Come back to your child's pose. We're just going to add a little child's pose in. Do it a couple more times. We inhale from child's pose right into cow. We exhale, go to our cat, and then push it all the way back. Do that a couple more times. Inhaling all the way up into your cow. Exhaling through cat and back into child's pose. Let's do two more. Now, next time that we end up in child's pose, right? You're just going to stay right there. Let your head come down to the mat if you can get it there. If you can't get it there and you have a block or a blanket or something, you can always put that block there. Let your forehead rest on the block. Really reach your arms forward, as far forward as you can. Maybe your elbows are lifting up off the ground, so your arms are active. And what we're going to do from here, you're going to take your right hand, and you're going to slide those right fingertips underneath your left armpit, right? Because you've got that left arm nice and long, got space there. And then let yourself come back down into your child's pose, right? So it's like that thread the needle, while we've got our hips back over our heels, instead of taking that full tabletop-like position. Just hold here for about 3 breaths. Reaching those right fingertips as far towards the left side of the room as you can. Now, we're going to come up here, bring your hips over your knees, bring your left shoulder over your left wrist, and then you're going to take your right hand, sweep it up to the sky, just like you would if we were doing a full thread the needle, right? And then from there, once that right hand is up to the sky, and you want to make sure that left shoulder comes over the left wrist. I'm a little bit far back, so I'm coming up. I'm going to kick my left foot out to the left and extend my right leg long, coming into that modified side plank. So line your right heel up with your left knee. Line your left knee up with your left wrist. Bring your left shoulder right over your left wrist. You're reaching those right fingertips up. Maybe start to reach those right fingertips over your head. Now, bring that right hand back up overhead, and then just drop it all the way back down into tabletop. Once you get to that tabletop, take your cow, right? So you're taking your chin up to the sky, tucking your tailbone under, letting your belly drop. Round through cat, tuck your chin, hollow out your belly, and then come all the way down into child's pose again. So same thing here, we're going to do that on the other side. So you're trying to get your arms as long as you can. Let your elbows and your shoulders be up off the mat. And then from there, you're going to bend to that left elbow, slide your left fingertips underneath the right arm. Just hold right there. Let your hips stay down over your heels. From here, we're going to bring it up, right? So you're lifting your hips up over your knees, bringing your right shoulder right over your right wrist, and then take that left hand, open it up to the sky. I'm just going to turn around here so you guys can see. You stay where you are. So we're here, and then once we got that left hand going up to the sky, kick your right foot out to the right, and extend your left leg all the way along. Come into that modified side plank. So your left heel's lined up with your right knee's lined up with the right wrist, right shoulder's right over the right wrist. Left shoulder's right on top of the right. Then start to reach those left fingertips towards the top of your mat. Right, so your chest stays open. Take your left hand back up to the sky here, and then let's drop it all the way back down into tabletop. All right, now from our tabletop here, now we're going to tuck our toes under. Lift your hips up and back. Come into your first down dog of the night. Spread your fingers wide like starfish. Let your head drop between your shoulder blades. Push your belly back towards your upper thighs. You can add some movement here if you want. Bend one knee, then the other. Call that walking the dog. Maybe you're swaying your hips a little bit from side to side if that feels good. Maybe just stay where you are. Take the time to just check in with your breath, with your body. Notice what's going on with your body. Make sure you're doing what your body needs as we go through the rest of practice. All right, from here, you're going to bend your knees slightly, look between your thumbs, bring your feet forward with your hands. Come to forward fold. Now your belly's touching your upper thighs, your head's hanging heavy and long. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Make sure there's no creases in the back of your neck. Now, what we're going to do here, right, a little bit different. While you're in your forward fold, I want you to grab opposite elbows. So you're grabbing your left elbow with your right hand, your right elbow with your left hand, and just start to sway from side to side. So you're just hanging like ragdoll. You're still trying to keep the crown of the head towards the ground, towards your forearms. Just sway back and forth. See how that feels. All right, now come to a stop here. Keep holding onto your opposite elbows. See if you can twist all the way to the right. So you're staying in forward fold, but you're trying to bring your forearms outside your right shin. There we go. You guys look good. That's what you hear in this video. Back center. I'm sure you all look great at home too. And then come back over to the left. Come back to center here. And then from here, keep holding on to those opposite elbows. We're just going to, I call it G-ing up, right? You're like a G coming out of the bottom. You're going to slowly rise up. Keep your forearms together, right? Keep those forearms right over your head as you bring it all the way up to standing. All right, now that you're all the way up to standing, release your hands and just bring your palms together. I'm going to step back a little bit. See, right, so you're here, and then you're going to flip your palms up towards the sky. So it's like this. Let's press those palms up high. Take your side bends just like this. Bump your hips to the left. Press those palms over towards the right side of the room. Come back to center. Go the other way. Bump your hips to the right. Push your palms to the left. Come back to center. And then from here, you're going to press your hips forward. Take your chest and your gaze up. Take your palms towards the back of the room. Inhale, stand tall here. Now as you exhale, push those palms, let your shoulder blades, let your arms come straight out of your shoulder blades, push them straight in front of you, and then tuck your chin to your chest. So you're taking a little round here, you should feel it in the back of your neck. And then from there, let yourself go all the way back down. You can release your hands and just come back into a regular forward fold. All right, so let's do that another couple times through. Now that you've seen it, we'll move a little faster. Go ahead and grab those opposite elbows. Take a couple sways here. And then as you're swaying, let your forearms come all the way over outside your right leg. Come back to center. Let your forearms go all the way outside your left leg. Come back to center. From here, we're going to genie it all the way up. As you come all the way up, kick your arms all the way overhead. Interlace your fingers together. Push your palms up to the ceiling. Side bend to the right. Come back to center. Side bend to the left. Come back to center. Take your back bend. Stand tall. And then round out. Push those palms in front of you. Tuck your chin. Feel the back of your neck. And then from there, let yourself drop all the way back down. And a forward fold. All right, so we're going to do that one more time through. Grab opposite elbows. Sway from side to side. Then from there, just swing those arms out. Slide your right leg. Come back to center. Swing your arms out. Slide your left leg. Come back to center. Genie it all the way up. Turn all the way up. Release your hands. Interlace your palms together. Push them up to the sky. Side bend to the right. Come back to center. Side bend to the left. Come back to center. Take a back bend. Shift your forward. Chest knees up. Inhale, up tall. And then exhale. Push those arms straight in front of you. Round out. And let yourself come all the way back down. You're into your forward fold. Bring that back here. Come here. All right, now this time, as we inhale, we're going to come up into a chair. So you're going to bend your knees, send your hips back in. Peel your upper body up. Reach your hands forward and then bend your elbows. Bring them to heart center. So you really want to engage your arms here. Press the palms together. Get those elbows going out to the sides. Take a deep inhale. As we exhale, we're going to twist to the right. You're going to bring your left elbow over towards your right knee. So take that prayer twist towards the right side of the room. Come back to center here, and then go the other way. Take your right elbow outside your left knee. Know which way we're going. Keep your thumbs at true heart center. Your chest open towards the left side of the room. Crown of the head towards the mirror. As you inhale next, come back to center. Take an inhale and then exhale. Sink a little bit deeper. Take one more deep inhale. This time, as you exhale, straighten your legs. Curl your hands to the mat. Come back to forward fold. And from our forward fold here, take another half lift monkey. Pull your shoulders even with your hips. So now the crown of your head is pointed straight towards the front of the room. Back is nice and flat. As you exhale, fold back down. Come back to forward fold. All right, now from here, you're up at the top of your mat. Keep your right foot forward. Take your left foot. Step it way back behind you. So you're coming to runner's lunge. So for this runner's lunge, on the right side, you want your right knee right over your right ankle. You want your left leg nice and long. All right, so from what we're going to do from right here, right? You're going to take your left hand, plant it on the inside of your right foot, and just take your left hand up to the sky. Just take a nice twisted lunge. And then from there, let your left hand, or right hand, come down to your back of runner's lunge. Start to move your right toes over towards the left side of your mat. Right? So you want to plant your hands. You want to let your right knee come all the way down. Let your left knee come down, and then start to move it back so you drop your left hip towards your right heel. So we're kind of in this pigeon position, right? But don't get too excited. We're not doing a full pigeon yet. What I want you to do here, bring your hands in front of your right shin. Push yourself all the way up. Look up. And then let your elbows bend out to the sides. Come all the way down so your palms are still on the mat. Just tap your forehead to the mat. All right, then push it back up. It's a little pigeon push-up. All right, now tuck your left toes under. You're going to bring that right knee all the way. Right now I've got it right here. I'm on that right knee right in between my hands, right? So I'm going to tuck my left toes under so I can get that right knee up and bring it into runner's lunge. You might have to take an extra step. It's okay to get there, right? Doesn't matter as you get back to runner's lunge. Right knee over the right ankle, left leg nice and long. Drop your left heel here. Let yourself come up into warrior one. So we're just coming up. Build the upper body up, taking your hands up to the sky, squaring your hips towards the front of the room. Get that deep, deep bend in your right knee. Get that right knee over the right ankle. Maybe spin your pinky fingers in towards each other here. Look up at them. Maybe lean back a little bit. Feels good. Now, as you come back up, bring your palms together. Pull them to heart center. Just like we did in chair, let's take a prayer twist here. So you're going to bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Some twisting to the right. Maybe I poke that left elbow over the right knee. Maybe it just gets nearby and hovers above it. Right, again, you want your thumbs at your heart center. Don't let those thumbs creep up by the right shoulder. Keep your chest open towards the right side of the room. Now, as you untwist here, keep your hands at heart center. Push your right leg all the way straight. Bend into your left knee. Bring your left elbow towards your left knee. So come to that Skandasana. So keep your right toes pointed forward. Your left toes can be pointed towards the left edge of your mat, right? Then you're going to push your left leg straight. Come all the way up tall. Bend into your right knee. Just drop your right elbow to your right knee. So it's kind of Skandasana to the front. And then one more time, push that right leg straight. Bend into your left knee. Skandasana to the back. Now this time, you're going to push that left leg straight. You're going to bend all the way in to your right knee. Open your arms up long into your warrior two. So your right arm's coming right over that right knee. You've got a deep, deep bend in the right knee. Keep sending that right knee to the pinky toe side of the foot. Right over the middle finger on your right hand. Now we're going to come to a reverse warrior here. Turn that right palm up to the sky. Scoop that right hand up and over. Right? At first, just let that left hand trail along your back as you get into the pose, right? Or trail along your back, along your left thigh. Get it as low as you can along that left thigh. Keep bending into your right knee. Gotta let your left fingertips go even lower. Once you're as deeply as you can be into the pose, take that left hand, now wrap it around behind your back. All right? And then tilt forward here. Now, you're not gonna put your elbow on your knee. You're gonna straighten out that right arm. Drop it down on the inside of your right knee. And then start to slide down. Keep your chest up and open towards the left edge of your mat. Slide down as low as you can. Right? Keep that left shoulder peeling open. Right? Maybe your right fingertips get all the way to the ground. Mine don't. Right? Keep pressing that right knee open. There we go. All right, now last thing here, you're going to come up, push your right leg all the way straight as you come up. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Keep your feet where they are. Take your hands up to the sky. We're going to come to Sky Archer. Grab a hold of that right wrist with the left hand. And just pull back here with a straight right leg. Opening up that whole right side body, creating a little more space. And then release those hands. Bend back into your right knee. Drop it back down into your runner's lunge. Now you're going to turn those left toes towards the front of the room. And then just step your left foot forward. Meet your right. Come to forward fold. Belly to thighs, crown of the head towards the mat. Take a half lift to monkey here. Pull your shoulders even with your hips. And then as you exhale, fold back down. All right. Now we're going to come back into those chairs here. So when you're ready, bend your knees, send your feet back and down, peel that upper body up. Remember your hands are at heart center. Engage though, palms pressing together, elbows to the sides. We're going to twist again. This time we're twisting to the left first, right? So bring that left elbow over, or left elbow, right elbow towards your right knee. Let your right knee bump a little bit in front of the left, but keep your palms, your thumbs at true heart center. Come back to center here. Now go the other way. Bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Untwist here, back to center, deep inhale. Exhale, sink a little lower. More inhale here. And then on your next exhale, straighten your legs, drop it down to forward fold. Another half lift to monkey, pull your shoulders in with your hips, and then fold back down. Now from here, you're going to keep your left foot forward. Step your right foot way back behind you. Come into your runner's lunge here on the left side. I'm going to come over this side of our mat so you guys can all see me. All right, so we're going to start here. Leave the frame here, there we go. Okay, we're gonna start here with that twisted lunge. So you're gonna keep your right hand on the inside of your left foot. Take your left hand up to the sky. So stack your shoulders over your chest. Twist to the left. Now, drop that left hand down. Hands are on either side of your left foot. Start to move that left foot over toward your right wrist. Let your left knee drop down to the ground. Doesn't matter if your toes aren't touching your wrist. You want your right knee to drop to the ground. You're moving that right knee back a little bit so you can bring that right hip toward your left heel, right? That's your goal. Once you get there, press your palms into the mat, really push yourself up, look up. Right, then we're gonna take that push up. So you're lowering down, you're letting your elbows bend out to the sides so that you can come down and tap your forehead to the mat. And then from there, pull it back up. Looking up, now here's where you get that awkward transition, right? You're gonna tuck your right toes under and move your right foot forward. Get that left knee pointed forward, and then you want to bring it in between your hands. All right, so get there however it works for you. Maybe it takes 5 steps, maybe you can do it in one smooth move. If you do, teach it to me later. I didn't get it. All right, now from here, you're gonna take that right heel, drop it to the ground. So your right toes are pointed to the right, and peel up into your warrior one. Turn your hips to square towards the top of your mat. Take your hands up to the sky. So we're keeping that left knee right over the left ankle. Reach the arms out long. Spin your pinky fingers in towards each other. Look up at them. And then maybe we're back bending a little bit here. Lean back, look up. And then come back up tall. Now you're gonna bring your palms together. Pull into heart center. Let's take that prayer twist here. We're gonna twist to the left. So bring your right elbow towards your left knee. So to the left edge of your mat. Maybe your elbow's right on top of your left knee. That's where mine is right now, my right elbow. Maybe it hooks over if you can get that far. Maybe just hovering your butt, right? It's all good. But you want those thumbs to line up with your true heart center. Now, we're gonna untwist here. Keep your hands at heart center. Push your left leg all the way straight. So you should still have your right toes pointing to the right edge of your mat and your left toes pointing to the top of your mat. Bend into your right knee here. Touch your right elbow to your right knee. So you're taking that Skandasana. Then push your right knee all the way straight. Bend into your left knee. Touch your left elbow to your left knee. Push that left leg straight. Bend into your right knee. One more time. Touch the right elbow to the right knee. Now this time as you come up, right, you're pushing that left leg straight. You're bending into your right knee, and now you're spinning your arms open, coming into your warrior two. Looking right over the middle finger on the right hand. Oh, sorry, right hand. Left hand. Your right hand's disappearing behind you. Everything nice and stacked up. Now turn your left palm up to the sky here, right? We're gonna come to reverse warrior, scooping up with the left hand, letting the right hand trail along your right thigh. Think about getting those right fingertips as low as you can along your right leg. Keep bending into your left knee, bend into it more. Left bicep, come right over the left ear. Once you're as low as you can go here, take the left hand and wrap your arm behind your back. Reach towards your right inner thigh. Now come up tall here, bring your shoulders over your hips, lengthen out that left arm, and then drop it down, bring it to the inside of your left knee. Start to lean forward here. So you're just sliding the left hand down, keep peeling that right shoulder open, keep your chest open towards the right edge of your mat. See how low you can go here. And maybe to the floor. But if your chest starts to cave, you start to look down at the ground, right? Then you've gone too far. Bring it up so you can bring your chest up and you're looking to the right side of the room. All right, last thing here, we're gonna come all the way up. Push that left leg all the way straight. Take your hands up to the sky. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and pull it into your sky archer. Now release your hands here, then back into the left knee. Just drop your hands on either side of your left foot. Turn your right toes back towards the front of the room. And then step your right foot forward to meet your left. Come back into your forward fold. All right, once we're here in forward fold, now we're gonna toe wheel our feet out wide to the edges of the mat. Turn your heels in and your toes out. And then bend into your knees and drop your hips. So we're here in this Balasana squat. I actually have a block today, so I'm gonna show you. If you're in this Balasana squat, maybe you try putting the block underneath your hips. Maybe that makes it better, right? If you're sitting down the block makes it better, I don't want you to do that. If you don't have a block and you don't love being in Malasana without the block, then you can drop your hips all the way to the ground and come to bound ankle, right? Those are all good options. If you're comfortable in Malasana without the block, stay right there. If the block makes it comfortable, use the block. If it's not comfortable with or without the block, or you don't have a block, come to bound ankle. Once you're where you want to be, where you're nice and comfortable, let your eyes drift close. Reconnect with your breath. So notice you still have that focus on your breath. If not, reassert it. Notice if you still have control of your breath. Did you lose it while we were flowing? If you did, reassert it here. We're going to slow our breaths again, lengthen them again, deepen them again. More breaths right here. When you're ready, let your eyes open. Now what we're going to do from here, we're going to come back into down dog. We're going to do some core work from right here. Okay, so down dog. Now once you're in down dog, you're going to take your right leg and lift it up to the side. Now bend into your right knee. You're going to curl that right knee right into your chest, right? So you're hovering that right knee. Your shoulders right over your wrists. Right? So you're basically in a plank right now. See if you can turn that right foot towards the left side of your mat. You want to bring your left knee, or your right knee, towards your right elbow, right? So it's like if you just drop that knee down, you're being pigeon, but oh, we're not going there, not yet, right? I know it's a tease. You're going to take it back up to the sky, come back to one-legged dog. Drop that right foot down, so you're back in your regular down dog. Let's try that on the left side. Take your left leg, lift it up to the sky. Bend into your left knee, curl it under your chest. So as you're doing that, you're bringing your shoulders over your wrists. And then you're turning those left toes out towards the right edge of your mat. Bring your left knee towards your left elbow. Hover there for just a breath. And then kick it back up into your one-legged dog. All right, drop your left foot down to the mat, so you're back in your regular down dog. Now what we're going to do from here, shift forward, and then bring your shoulders over your wrists. Bend into your knees, just hover your knees right over the mat. So bring your hips over your knees, but hover your knees over the mat. Right, so it's like you're in a tabletop, only with your knees lifted. Then from there, push it back into down dog. All right, so we're going to do that whole sequence one more time. I know you should be feeling it in your arms by now. Take your right leg, lift it up to the sky. Curl your knee into your chest. Then turn it out into that floating pigeon. Right toes towards the left side of the mat. Right knee towards the right elbow. Take it back up to one-legged dog. Drop it down into down dog. Take the left leg up to the sky. Bend into your left knee. Bring it underneath your chest. And then turn those left toes out to the right. So you're bringing your left knee towards your left elbow. Left toes towards the right edge of your mat. Come back up to one-legged dog. Drop the left foot down, come to down dog. And then from there, bring your shoulders over your wrists. Bend into your knees, bring your hips over your knees. Hover your knees. Just hold this for 3 breaths. And then drop your knees, flatten your feet, let yourself come back to child's pose for a breath or 2. All right, now from here, when you're ready, we're going to rise up into a high kneel. Right, so high kneel looks like this, right? We come up, we're on the knees, the rest of your body is up and high. Right, so we're still doing our core work here. You're gonna take your facing each other and your thumbs are up to the sky. Now, you want to keep your torso nice and long here. Just start to lean back as far as you can. Take your chin, your gaze up to the sky. So you feel this, look at the quads, you're engaging your core, right? Like I grab and hold your hands and I'm holding you up, but you're still trying to lean back as far as you can. Just hold here for 4 more breaths. And then bring it back up into your high kneel. Let your arms relax to your sides. From here, we're gonna go into full camel. I'm gonna turn to the side here so you guys can see what I'm doing, right? What you're gonna do, you're gonna bring your hands back behind you now, right? Bend into your elbows and just put your hands on your low back. So you want that base of your palm on your sacrum, your fingertips are towards your glutes. Pull your shoulder blades together so your elbows are coming together, right? So your chest is starting to puff open. And then push into your hips to your palms, just like we just did. Lean back, right? Now it's more of a back bend than anything else. You keep your chin, gaze up to the sky. If that doesn't feel good, you can keep your head straight ahead. Now, if you want a little more here, right, you can tuck your toes under and then drop one hand down, drop both hands down toward your heels, right? If that's not going to be good for you, then just stay where you are with your hands on your low back. Some of you can do this, you can flatten your feet and drop your hands to your heels. If that's you, go for it. My back is not that flexible. Take 3 more breaths wherever you are. Feet, let yourself come all the way down into child's pose, hips over the heels, take your arms all the way out long. Now from here, you're in child's pose. I want you to turn it in to a melting heart, right? So that means just like you did at the beginning, you're reaching your hands as far forward as you can, getting your elbows up off the mat, right? But then start to walk your hands even more forward and lift your hips up until your hips are over your knees, right? Then let your head drop between your shoulder blades. Take it all the way down to the mat. We call this melting heart because we're melting our heart towards the ground. Feel good, right? If you have to, you can let your elbows relax and take them to the ground. If you're going to feel more stretch through the side body, if you can keep those elbows off the ground. Just take 3 breaths here. Now, lift your head, draw your hands back until your shoulders are over your wrists and your back in tabletop. All right. Now from here, you're going to take your right knee, slide it forward to your right wrist, right? You can stay on the ground this time. You're moving those left knees back, and then you're going to sweep your right toes over towards the left edge of your mat. Now we're coming into that full pigeon, right? Just like before, you want your left hip to come down towards your right heel. If you guys move your left knee back a little bit further, do that. Press into your palms, lift up. This time, instead of taking the push-up, just let yourself relax all the way in to pigeon. Right? So you're coming down, maybe you're down on your forearms, maybe you stay on your palms, you're just walking a little bit further out, but that's what works for you. Maybe some of you can come down where you take your arms that long, you drop your head and your chest to the ground, right? All different variations. If pigeon absolutely doesn't work for you, let yourself drop all the way to your right hip, so that diagonal with your, I said left hip, drop to your right hip, so that diagonal with your right shin, and then you'll bend into your left knee. Bring your left knee against the sole of your right foot. Turn yourself towards your right shin and walk over it that way. Right? So that's deer pose. It's a good variation of pigeon. It's too much for you. For most of you, especially after everything we did tonight, pigeon is going to feel amazing right now. You're going to feel that sensation in your right hip. That's what we want there. If you feel like you need more, keep working your right toes up towards the left front corner of your mat. If you want to back it off a little bit, you can work that right heel a little bit back towards your groin. can get there. Keep it in front of your right shin like this, then do that, right? And we're gonna take a little twist here. We're gonna twist to the left. So you're gonna bring your left hand back behind your left hip, right? Take your right hand, maybe you're gonna hug it around your left knee, maybe. You're gonna hook your right elbow over your left knee, but you're gonna turn your chest to the left. You're gonna look over your left shoulder. Take 4 breaths here. Come back around here, right? And now we're just gonna step that left foot over. Bring yourself back around into tabletop. We're gonna do all that going the other way. All right, so get into your tabletop. This time, you're gonna bring your left knee toward your left wrist. Right? Maybe move that right knee back, so to move your left toes over towards the right front corner of your mat. They're not gonna get all the way there. That's okay, right? You're trying to bring your left shin, as close to parallel as you can, which might not be very much at all. That's all right. All right. Once you've got that left leg going mostly across, then you're gonna start to bring your right hip towards your left heel. Right? So sometimes it helps move that right knee a little further back so you can press that right hip down. That left hip stays up off the mat, right? You're not letting that left hip sink to the mat, right? You're not pushing to the left, you're pushing to the right. That way we feel that sensation in the left hip. So push yourself up at first, and then when you're ready, let yourself come all the way down, right? And that just means you lean forward a little bit, walk your hands forward. For some of you, it means down to your forearms. For some of you, you need to walk your hands all the way out and take your head to the mat. Find your spot here. Doesn't have to look exactly the same as it looked on the other side. With different stuff going on in different hips. For most of us, the left hip's tighter. We've got more sensation. You want to find that edge in pigeon. That's what I always say, that place where you're like, yeah, I don't want to stay here all night. But you don't want to fall over the edge there. It's that place where, yeah, I can't even stay here another breath. Right? Right on the edge before you fall over. Take 3 more breaths here. Ready? Here. You're going to come back up to your palms, right? And then everybody's going to let that left hip come down. Swing that right leg around in front of you. And then maybe it just stays here inside your left shin, if you can. Bring it all the way over outside your left thigh. We're going to twist this time to the right. So you're bringing your right hand back behind your right hip. Maybe you take that left hand and hug around the right knee. Maybe you hook your left elbow over your right knee. Peel that right shoulder open, look over your right shoulder. Come back around here. Unwind your legs. And here, let's just take both legs straight out in front of us, right? So it looks like this. If you'd rather be an easy sit, you could be an easy sit, right? For now, I shouldn't say that. It is probably easier to have the legs out straight, right? What you're gonna do here, right? You're gonna bend into your right knee, right? And then you're gonna take a hold of your right ankle, lift it up. See if you can grab a hold of your right foot with your left hand, right? Now, take that right arm straight out long, right? And then bend into the right elbow. Bring that right elbow right against your right knee and take your hand here. right? So now you're grabbing on to your right shin with your right hand. Now maybe here you can slide that left elbow all the way to your left, to your right foot, and interlace your hands, and we're cradling the baby, and you rock back and forth, right? Now maybe that didn't happen for you. Maybe your right hand is here, and your left hand is here, right? And that's okay. You're rocking the baby, right? Find where it's gonna work for you. Take about 3 more breaths here. Come to a stop. Now put that right foot down. Let that right foot slide all the way out. Bend into your left knee. We're gonna try that here. So you're grabbing a hold of your left foot with your right hand, lifting it up, right? And then you're gonna take your left arm out long, right? Your thumbs up to the sky, palm is towards the front of the room, and then bring that left elbow in so it's in line with your left knee, and wrap that left hand around as much as you can around the left leg. And maybe you're just right here, right? Maybe you can get that left foot into the crook of the right elbow and bring the right elbow around and interlace your hands. So cradling the baby here, rocking the baby, whatever you want to think of it as. Your leg's the baby.
No, I don't want to be baby. Me too.
Yeah, we've all had enough babies, it's true.
Yeah, done.
You can have her, because it would be another girl.
Maybe lately it's my youngest one that I'd like to give away too. So yeah. All right, now come to a stop here. Let that left foot come down. Extend it all the way long. We're gonna do one more stretch here, but we're gonna do it from our back. So come around, bring your toes to the top of your mat, and then take your arms out long, tuck your chin to your chest. Round yourself down gently. Place it all down on the mat. All right, once we get down to the mat, we're just gonna do a reclining down ankle here before we go into our inversion. So let your knees fall out to the sides. Bring the soles of your feet together. Your hands can rest on your belly. Maybe they're at your sides. Maybe they're pressing into your inner thighs, your knees, to get those legs further open. Maybe they're overhead. All good options. I want you to feel good here. Find where it feels good. Just let yourself hang out there. You need more sensation in the legs. Draw those heels closer to your body. You get more than enough sensation going on in the legs. Push your heels a little further away. Make it more of a diamond shape. Let yourself relax into it. Let's take 5 more breaths here. From here, bring your knees together, put your feet flat on the ground. Start to walk your heels a little bit closer to your glutes. Close enough maybe as you drop your hands to your sides, you can feel your fingers brush the back of your heels. If you don't get that close, it's okay. Press all 4 corners of your feet into the mat, lift your hips up to the sky, come to your bridge. Tuck those shoulders under at least slightly, so you can puff your chest open. Right? If you want to make it really intense, you can work one entire shoulder, then the other underneath your body. Clasp your hands underneath your body. It gives you a little more height, right? You don't have to do that. You can stay with your shoulders just slightly tucked. Or you can take a block, slide it underneath your hips, and let your hips rest on the block. For supported bridge. In supported bridge, we're using the leverage of the block to push our hips higher and increase the flexibility of the back. If you're doing it without the block and you're just pushing your hips up with strength in your legs, you're using strength in your legs as leverage, right? That's pushing your hips higher, and it's also increasing the flexibility of your back. Take 2 more breaths here. And then on your next exhale, you're going to let your hips float back down to the mat if you're unsupported. And let those hips come all the way down. Right, if you're in supported bridge and you want to keep that block under there for waterfall under your hips, you can do that. It's an option, right? I haven't described it in a while. I don't know if everybody at home has a block. You can do all these with a block. You can do all of these without a block, right? What we're going to do is come to waterfall here. You're going to take your feet up to the sky. So I'm doing it without a block right now. Right? I'm flexing my feet like I'm going to step up on the ceiling.
It's a great inversion in and of itself. We've got those feet up above the head and the heart, sending the blood from the feet where it pools all day back to the head and the heart where we need it more. Now if you have a block and you want to use the block, maybe you lift your hips up, you put the block underneath your hips. Now it's just slightly more intense because you've elevated your hips slightly, but otherwise it's all the same. If you want this to be way more intense, maybe you want full shoulder stand, you lift your hips up on your own, take your hands this small of your back, so you're supporting yourself on your shoulders and your forearms. Right? So your option, you can be a shoulder stand, you can be a supported waterfall with your hips on a block, you can be a regular waterfall with your hips on the ground. In addition to that increased circulation I just talked about, which also gets us to naturally lower our blood pressure, gets our bodies to flood with all those anti-aging, anti-stress hormones, right? And it resets our circadian rhythm. That's our sleep cycle. Lets our bodies remember when to sleep and when to be alert. So whichever version of the inversion you're in, let's take 3 more breaths. And then whatever version you're in, we're all going to come out of it the same way. You're going to bend your knees. Let them scrape along your face and body. Slowly drop those feet back down to the mat. From there, you're going to lift your hips up, slide the block out from underneath you. Let your hips rest on the mat. All right, so now we're back in that constructive rest. Now, if you still have that block under your hips, right, we need to take it out now so that everybody's hips are flat on the ground so we can come into our happy baby. In our happy baby, we take the feet up to the sky again. This time you separate your feet, maybe slightly, maybe a lot, that's up to you. Bend your knees again, maybe it's a slight bend, maybe it's a big bend. Reach up for your same foot with your same hand. If you don't grab your foot, then you're just grabbing your ankle or your shin or your knee. Whenever you make the connection, it's good. Once you've made it, roll forward a little bit, get that sacrum, the low part of your back to press into the mat, and then you can rock from side to side. Give yourself that little spinal massage. It should feel good. If it doesn't feel good doing the rocks, stay still. If you feel now like you want to change your leg position, do that. Maybe now you want to take your legs wider and straighter. Maybe you want to bend them more and bring them in more. Whatever feels good to you, make this feel really delicious. Take 2 more breaths. And then from there, you're going to take your knees, hug them into your chest. Let's take our final twist here. Let your arms go out long, like wings, in that T position. And then from there, like we did at the beginning of class, we're going to take a little twist, but this time we're going to stay, right, and make it really deep. So you're going to drop your knees all the way to the right as you take your chin and your gaze over your left shoulder. So we're going to stay here for a few breaths. You've got time to get it deeper. Maybe you want to take your right hand and press those knees closer to the earth. Maybe you want to extend your legs so your toes go towards your right fingertips. Whatever you're doing here, keep that left shoulder anchored. That's what's giving you the twist. As you inhale here, you're going to bring your knees back up to center. And then as you exhale, you're going to drop your knees to the left. Take your chin and your gaze to the right. The same thing, if you want to take your left hand and press the knees closer to the earth, you can do that. If you want to extend your legs towards your left fingertips, you can do that. Keep that right shoulder anchored. We always finish off with this twist. We seal off our practice. Let our bodies remember what they did today. So next time we practice, we'll remember they're able to go everywhere easier. They're able to get everywhere deeper. As you inhale next, bring your knees back to center one final time. Give them one final hug into your chest. And then let's set up for our final pose, our Shavasana. Let your legs extend long. Take your hands to your sides. This is your traditional Shavasana, flat on your back. Now, if it's not comfortable to you, you don't have to stay here, right? You have other options. You can bend your knees, take them to the edges of your mat, or take your feet to the edges of your mat. So your knees fall in against each other. That takes pressure off your low back when you're doing that. You can butterfly your legs like we did in mountain ankle if that was good for you. Maybe you want to roll to your side. Maybe you need to roll to your belly. Maybe you need to sit up. Right? Just find somewhere to be where you're perfectly comfortable, where you're going to be able to stay perfectly still.
your mind is going to be able to go perfectly quiet. If you're struggling to find the quiet of the mind, let your breath take you there. You're not controlling your breath anymore. You're letting it do what it wants to do. You're letting it guide you. Letting it guide you right to that place where there's nothing left in your mind but you and your breath. When you get there, that's your true quiet of the mind. Slowly start to come back into the room. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, feeling that increased sensation that comes with a quiet mind. If you want to here, you can take your arms overhead, do a nice full, deep body stretch. And then from there, roll over to your right side in a fetal position. Knees bend. Take a couple breaths there. Just reacclimate to the space. Let the sights, the sounds, whatever room you're in, come back to you. Take as long as you need right here. Then when you're ready, only when you're ready, push yourself up to seated and we'll close here. So let's close with our two Mari breaths and then an Om. The Mari breath, we're going to inhale as we exhale, make that little humming sound in the back of the throat. We'll do that twice and then we'll do the Om, the universal syllable, uses all parts of the throat. We'll do that on the third breath. You can join me in the breath so you can just listen. But let's close our eyes here. We'll inhale together. Inhaling again. We'll inhale one final time and Let your eyes drift open. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you, all of you, for sharing your energy, your practice with me this evening. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste.
Thank you.
All right. So Heidi will be back next week. Come join her then. I will be here Wednesday night for some Nyan Yoga at this time, 7 o'clock, so come join me for that. Kelly's here tomorrow morning. Don't forget, it's at 9 a.m., not 9:30. So come check out Kelly and her cardio and tone. That's what we got going on tomorrow morning. I will see you all Wednesday. Bye.